Our story kicks off with Abraham, a dude who got this wild and divine promise at the age of 75. Imagine that. No kids in sight, but he was destined to be the father of a great nation. Can you feel the thrill of stepping into the unknown on pure faith? That's Abraham for you. Now, let's dive into Jacob's tale, which brings some serious drama into the mix. Picture sibling rivalry and betrayal, especially between Jacob and his brother Esau. This family feud is not just some soap opera. It's pivotal in shaping the future of the tribes, setting the stage for what's to come. Then there's Joseph, Jacob's golden child, who found himself at the center of jealousy and betrayal from his own brothers. Picture this, sold into slavery, yet he rises to power in Egypt. His journey isn't just about ups and downs. It's a powerful story about redemption and destiny that anyone can relate to. Joseph's struggle was real. Being sold off and falsely accused was just part of the ride. But what stood out was his unwavering faith. He totally shows us how to keep our integrity when life throws curveballs. That's a lesson we can all learn from. Fast forward to the moment when Joseph nails it by interpreting Pharaoh's dreams. This wasn't just luck. His wisdom and divine guidance catapulted him into a position of power. It's a classic reminder that honing our skills and trusting in something bigger can lead to mind-blowing opportunities. And then comes the heartwarming reunion with his brothers. You can almost hear the tears and laughter. This scene isn't just about family reconnecting. It's a powerful symbol of forgiveness and reconciliation, showing us how much we've grown can change everything. Next, we meet Moses, who boldly confronts Pharaoh, showcasing God's raw power through a series of fierce plagues. This isn't just a history lesson. It highlights the ultimate struggle for freedom, reminding us all how far one can go when fighting for what's right. The Passover comes into play as a major milestone for the Israelites. Think of it as their rebirth, symbolizing deliverance and God's protection during the final plague. It's a key reminder of how faith and obedience can lead to miraculous outcomes. As the Israelites hit the desert, they faced serious challenges, like a total lack of food and water. But guess what? God had their backs and provided miraculously. It's a strong lesson on reliance and faith that they had to keep their eyes on the bigger picture. But not everything was smooth sailing. The Israelites rebelled against Moses, showcasing their wavering faith. Only Joshua and Caleb stuck to their guns, believing in God's promise. Unfortunately, their stubbornness landed them a 40-year detour in the wilderness. Ouch. The tribe of Levi stepped up big time during this desert journey. They were the ones handling the construction and service of the tabernacle, reinforcing their sacred role. Their job wasn't just a task, but a vital part of keeping the spiritual order intact. When the Israelites reached Mount Sinai, God dropped a major covenant with them. Imagine being part of a special relationship that hinged on your obedience. The giving of the Ten Commandments laid some serious moral groundwork for who they were as a nation. At Sinai, when Moses built an altar and read the covenant, it was like a wedding vow between Israel and God. This moment sealed their commitment to follow God's laws, setting their spiritual foundation in stone. Kind of like saying, we're in this together. However, the drama took a wild turn when the Israelites built a golden calf during Moses' brief absence. Talk about impatience and idolatry. But Moses' return and his plea for mercy illustrated God's incredible capacity for forgiveness, even when we mess up. Now, let's gear up for the conquest of Canaan, where all tribes rallied together, especially the tribe of Judah, who often led the charge. Their triumphs hinged on one thing: obedience to God, which we saw in the miraculous fall of Jericho. This conquest didn't just happen randomly. It fulfilled God's promises to Abraham, allowing each tribe to carve out their own unique territory. This marked a jaw-dropping turning point in Israel's saga, changing everything they knew. Judges like Othniel, Deborah, and Gideon emerged during tough times, delivering Israel from oppression. Their stories scream that faith in God can lead to victory when everything seems lost. They were true champions of their people. But watch out. Internal strife and idolatry posed serious threats to Israel's faith, like Micah's House of Idols. This dark phase wrapped up on a somber note, highlighting their moral decline and raising the question, what went wrong? In the search for stability, the people demanded a king. They just wanted unity and strong leadership against their enemies, reflecting dissatisfaction with the judges they once had. Who could blame them for wanting something more? Samuel, though, was torn up about this request. It was a defining moment showcasing the clash between divine authority and human governance. He saw their demand as a direct jab at God's kingship. Talk about tension. When Saul got anointed as the first king of Israel, it was a game changer. This marked the dawn of a new era. His initial triumphs lit up the potential of human leadership, giving the people hope for a brighter future. Then came the Ark of the Covenant's arrival in Jerusalem, a moment that brought all the tribes together. This wasn't just a historical footnote. It symbolized the importance of centralized worship and unity in faith. David's journey, with all its family drama and rebellion, showcased his unwavering commitment to God. His preparations for Solomon's kingship underline just how dedicated he was to the covenant, like a true legacy in the making. However, Solomon's reign marked both the pinnacle of Israel's power and the seeds of idolatry through foreign alliances. This shift triggered massive consequences for the kingdom's future, setting the stage for a dramatic downfall. As we look at the division, the northern kingdom spiraled into a cycle of idolatry, while the southern kingdom, led by kings like Hezekiah and Asa, sought reforms. This split in worship shaped their very destinies. The fall of the northern kingdom in 722 BC was a monumental turning point. It led to the exile of the 10 tribes, marking a loss of identity that echoes through history. It's a hard lesson on what can happen when we steer away from God. But the exiles from Judah were tough cookies, maintaining their identity throughout Babylonian captivity. Eventually, they returned, ready to rebuild their community. Their resilience shines a light on the importance of faith and heritage, especially in tough times.